reaction spiral arrow. Mena busts out as well.
These guys are slugging right now. They know what's on the line. It's not just money, it's pride. Punk has level 3, but I don't know if that was a drop or a reset, but we should finish this.
He got it!
This week in the world of fighting games, the best Street Fighter players in the world descended on Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to play for the better part of $1 million. Would Angry Bird be able to double up on his EVO championship only a week before? Would Mena RD be able to collect yet another enormous paycheck to go with his 2 Capcom Cup prize purses? We found out at Gamers8. And Travis Styles was looking to make the 3-peat back-to-back in CPT Oceania. Let's get into it, the Roundup.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time.
This past week for 4 days, 32 of the strongest Street Fighter 6 players in the world today descended on Riyadh to compete for a $1 million prize pool. That's right, Gamers8, it was Street Fighter 6's time to shine. Following on from the Tekken Nations Cup at Gamers8 a couple of weeks ago, it was time for singles action in Street Fighter 6. 32 invited players, including some legends in the game, would face off for a $1 million prize pool and a first place of $400,000. Split evenly across 8 groups of 4, it would be double round robin format for the first 2.5 days to determine who would be moving into the elimination bracket. We saw the likes of EVO champion Angry Bird, double Capcom Cup champion Mena RD, one of the Street Fighter goats in Punk the God, young Japanese talent Kakeru alongside the true GOAT himself, Daigo Umehara, were amongst the players assembled fighting over this prize pool. 3 days of round-robin competition culminated in some incredibly hype moments like this match between MOV and Angry Bird.
MOV staying patient, doesn't want to overextend. Okay, oh, that was it!
Could have been it, Taran. That could have been it. Angry Bird's looking for more right now. He's getting the throw, and just like that, it's the one touch on both sides.
Bro.
Next hit kills.
Oh, what splash?
No way!
He's done.
No way!
Wait.
Kill. That's gonna be the CTA. I believe that's dead, Taran.
And what's he gonna say to him? Sit down and shut up!
And then it was set. 16 remained, 16 eliminated to fight for that richest prize in fighting game history. And it opened up with an absolute banger as Mena and Punk faced off in the first round of winners. It was a dominant victory though for Mena RD, who advanced with ease. The Master and the Student faced off next as Daigo and Kakeru went head to head, and it was Kakeru who showed his dominance as his time was now old man. Friends and training partners does not just extend to Big Bird and Angry Bird, as VX Bao and Zhen had to face off in the first round as well. VX Bao, an impressive victory. In the second round of winners, Mena RD had his closest scare yet as he went to a game 5 against Shen, but the DR's own managed to close it out with Luke and take it in a game 5. VX Bao previously had some success against Kakeru with his Ken, but it wasn't to be this time as Kakeru got revenge and managed to book his place in winners semi-finals the next day. And as Stream A concluded for the day, we had an incredible bracket to look forward to on day 4 as Mena would face Kakeru and DCQ would face Angry Bird on the winner's side.
Finally, we are here at the final day.
Day 4, finals day commenced, and people were getting into the local cultural spirit as Rob, F-Word and Damascus, both Don Thobes, looking sensational in the part. Competition opened up on the losers side, and Knuckle-Doo would eliminate Daigo in losers bracket. It went to a tense game 5 after Doo had a 2-game lead, but he was able to close it out with that guile into the level 3. Competition moved on to the winners semi-finals, and Mena versus Kakeru was a tense affair. And in a last game, last round situation, it was Kakeru who was able to once again repeat his victory at EVO and overcome Mena RD to advance into the winners final. In the other semi-final, it was Angry Bird who made short work of DCQ, closing it out 3-0 in quick fashion. Big Bird then took it to DCQ, and it was a 3-0 beatdown as the Chinese JP was eliminated. And on the other side of losers, Punk whose resurgence was looking fantastic after eliminating NuckleDu, had to face off against Mena RD, who dealt with him so emphatically in the winner's side 3-0. This time it was a different story as Punk went to a 2-0 lead, but Mena managed to bring it back and we went to a game 5. After failing to beat him at CEO and Evo, it was an emotional win for Punk, who got the win 3-2 and advanced into the losers semi-finals. Punk's momentum looked unstoppable and he faced with local favourite Big Bird in losers semis, and it was a 3-0 clinic from the Kami as he rushed down Big Bird's Marissa and eliminated him from the tournament. Meanwhile, in winners finals, it was an even more impressive statement as Angry Bird, the Evo champ, took it to kakeru and closed out a 3-0 sweep to book his place on the winner's side in the richest game in Street Fighter history. kakeru immediately had to face off in losers finals against a flying Punk who took a 2-0 lead and looked like he was cruising into grand finals until everything changed. kakeru managed to bring it back to a game 5 and once again we saw the momentum swing.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, the big grin on kakeru's face.
kakeru closed out a 3-2 win to earn his run back in grand finals. What would happen next was an absolute clinic in the system mechanics of Street Fighter 6 and without a doubt the finest performance we have yet seen in this game. kakeru facing up against Angry Bird, who managed to go into a 1-game lead, but from then on it was all kakeru all the way. 3 straight games earned him the reset, and in the Shin Grand Finals, kakeru was absolutely unstoppable.
Could spell the end of Angry Bird. We're getting closer and closer to it. Touch. Oh, and that is it. kakeru has managed to turn this round and close out the Grand Finals.
A 3-0 win as kakeru became the Gamers8 champion for Street Fighter 6. The count was 32 perfect parries across the grand final set in total, and it was a perfect performance and a perfect end, and got his hands on the trophy as well as the biggest prize pool ever seen in Street Fighter history. The real winners were the viewers and the fans who got to see some of the best Street Fighter 6 we've seen anywhere in the world thus far, and it definitely puts us in great spirits going forwards for the competitive lifespan of this fantastic game.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Capcom Pro Tour 2023. We are in Oceania.
The CPT kicked off this year with Oceania being the first region up for a qualification spot. A lot of familiar names and some new faces in the final top 8 as it went underway, and Travis Styles was looking to three-peat his qualification. First up on the winner's side though, it would be his friend and training partner ROF going up against TB in a JP showdown. And it was TB who took down the experienced ROF 3-1 to book their place in winners finals. They'd be facing off against Travis Styles after a perfect 3-0 win over Panda with Chun-Li. Panda would go on to be eliminated by Crown with a very impressive Ryu performance. And on the other side, ROF would eliminate the only New Zealand representative in Ghost Chips. Winners finals saw Travis Styles switch to Jury and go 2-0 up against TB. But TB brought it back to 2-2 and it looked like Travis Styles was going back to character select. He swerved the commentators and the viewers though and let it rock with Jury, and it paid off for him as he closed out the set 3-2. In losers semi, Crown would make short work of ROF to continue their incredibly impressive run 3-0. This trade combo was the start of the end as Crown then went on to close losers final in a tense game 5 and book their place in grand finals. With Travis Styles on the winner's side back with the Chun-Li, it all came down to this.
Crown sitting on 3 bars.
No
what a reaction!
way.
And in an evenly matched grand finals, it went to game 5, but Travis Styles just edged it out and would become the three-peat champion of CPT Oceania. One of the most handsome men in the FGC becomes the first name ever in the Street Fighter 6 Capcom Cup 10. An enormous week of Street Fighter 6 action here on the Roundup, but don't worry, we'll be back to covering all of your favourite fighting games next week here, same time, same channel. Don't forget, we run the Roundup every week here on Reversal alongside so much other content. We've got quality documentaries, VODs from our offline and online events, and so much more. Make sure you give us a follow here on YouTube. Hit that sub button and get involved in the comments as well. Let's know what you think and what you want to see from the channel. So don't go anywhere. We see you next time round on the Roundup. Mid-reel.